Hey guys, this is Marcus Rosner, and you're listening to Pam and Dawn.
Hello, and welcome to the special edition of Christmas MuVies Spotlight. I'm your host, Dawn Mack, and I'm here with my friend and colleague and co-host, Pam. Hi, Pam. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. And you know what? Every time you say that, I have to think to myself, if people don't know that I'm co-hosting with you by this time, and and they hear somebody else's voice, then I'm going to have to check into that, because then Dawn's, cheating on me.
Never. I would just say that this wouldn't be a show if you weren't on it. So, and that's so true. It takes two, and we are the co-hosting duo known as Pam and Dawn. So, you have nothing to worry about. Today. You're welcome. Well, today, Pam and I are so excited to bring you our special interview with the handsome and talented Marcus Rosner. Need I say more?
Nope. Not another word.
It was a lot of fun chatting with Marcus, and he was so gracious with his time, and of course Pam and I are always appreciative of any time that we have with anyone that are guests of our show. But Marcus had what made the interview with him so special was his schedule during at the time that we were able to confirm it and have him on was so jam packed. And for him to make any time for us to do the interview was just most appreciated. So, Marcus, if you're listening, thank you so very much.
Yes, I definitely agree. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Now, Marcus stars in the Lifetime original movie Poinsettias for Christmas, which premieres Friday, November 23rd at 8 Eastern, 7 Central.
And we are so excited and honored to bring you our interview with Marcus Rosner.
Enjoy the interview. You have an impressive resume. Who or what inspired you to become an actor?
You know what? Tom Cruise actually inspired me to become an actor, believe it or not. I saw Jerry Maguire when I was probably about 10. I saw it a few years after it came out, and just his command of the screen and the way he talked fast and the way he carried himself. And I was a huge sports fan growing up, so that was a big part of the movie. And yeah, just those things combined, I wanted to walk like that and talk like that. And it kind of took a few different iterations in my mind. I kind of wanted to be a sports agent at one point, and then I wanted to be a lawyer, and then I was like, well, maybe I actually want to be the thing that I was watching in the movie, an actor. And so once I graduated from high school, I decided to pursue that, but I didn't even think about it before I graduated.
So I take it then you didn't do any kind of theater or anything, right?
I didn't take drama or anything in high school, junior high school, elementary, anything. I had no experience with performing or singing or playing musical instruments or anything until I graduated and really started to think about what I was going to do with the rest of my life. So, yeah.
And that's interesting you mentioned Tom Cruise, because every time I see you on screen, I'm like, your acting, it's so reminiscent, but yet so original. And I'm like, oh my gosh, now that you've said that, it's like it's it's connecting the dots for me in my mind. But wow, that's awesome. And see, that's a great testament to you as an actor too.
That's so funny, because I wonder sometimes if.
I mean, your presence, just your persona, and not that it's identical, because you bring your own thing, but it's like, wow, because you think about Tom Cruise being such a great actor, and you were inspired by that, so that's just really cool.
I wonder sometimes if those mannerisms bled into me, because I was such a big fan growing up, and now I kind of inherently carry myself in a similar fashion. It's funny because I hear sometimes people say like, oh, you remind me of Tom Cruise, you look like Tom Cruise, and it's just so strange to me, because that was not something I even thought about, but maybe it was subconscious. So
Well, speaking of all the roles that you played many throughout your career, and do you have a favorite role that you played, or that you would even consider playing in the future, that would be maybe a dream role of sorts?
I got a small short film coming out right away. It seems like every year you do something new, and you kind of get really excited about that, and that sort of becomes your new favorite. And the thing that I'm really looking forward to releasing now is a short film that's going to be coming out called Dance with a Demon, and I play this father to an 8-year-old daughter, and her mother, and my wife is she's suffering from depression, has to go away to a clinic, and I'm trying to take care of my daughter on my own and explain to her what's going on with mommy. And it was just a really, really great role to play, and I'm looking forward to that coming out.
When will that be out?
I'm not sure exactly. They're in post-production right now. I think they're going to do some festival circuits, and I mean, the first chance I get, I'm definitely going to post something up about that. And then as far as something I would be interested in playing in the future, another guy here that I look like all the time is Christopher Reeves. And I think it'd be interesting to do a biopic about him at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had such an interesting life. And, I mean, he went from being Superman, just the most capable person ever, into, and then he had his accident, and he was in a wheelchair, and he was debilitated, and he still found strength in that and ways to influence the world. And I think he's got a really interesting story. So that'd be interesting.
Oh, we'd love to see that. I mean, I loved Christopher Reeve growing up myself, and that kind of ages me a bit, if that tells you anything. But
no, he's an icon. He's timeless.
Yeah, I'm not quite that old. I watched reruns, so. But yeah, we would love to see you do something like that. We definitely would watch it. Another thing that I watched you in and absolutely loved was on Unreal TV. I love the storyline that your character Warren went on Everlasting because you wanted to make your mom happy before she passed. And even though this show is basically a parody, it does have real-life things that happen. So what was your take on that? Did you have a lot of fun? What was it like?
Yeah, I had a great time on that show. I liked my character a lot, too. I'm from Alberta, Canada, which is sort of like the Texas of Canada. It's oil country. It's a lot of ranches, a lot of farms and stuff. And so it felt like my roots a little bit. I didn't grow up on a farm, but I grew up around them. And lots of my friends lived on farms and stuff. And so it felt like my roots in that way. And I honestly, I knew what they were trying to do with that character, and I just didn't want to make it a caricature because I think it easily could have gone that way. It was just like a dumb hick sort of thing, and I feel like that was an easy way to do it. And I really wanted to be rooted in he just was a good guy who was a fish out of water in this like corrupt sort of show business place that he's like not used to being in. And so yeah, the mom thing really helped me root it in some place to come from a good perspective. And yeah, I had a great time on that show, and I love what they do with that show. And yeah, I think it's more successful sometimes than others, but I liked it a lot.
I did too, and it would have been nice to see you as a regular on there, but then again, we wouldn't have a chance to see you doing so many other things, so it all worked out.
True.
Well, speaking of other things, you've been in quite a few Hallmark movies, and you have become a favorite among fans, and we love seeing you on screen. Besides the obvious, what keeps bringing you back time and again to Hallmark?
They treat me well, and I'm pretty familiar with many of the other stars of Hallmark at this point, and the directors, and very familial. I mean, you come onto these sets and you shoot for 15 days, and a lot of the times you've worked with the people that you're working with already, or they've worked with somebody that you know really well, and it just feels like a big family. And I think that's what they go for with that channel, and they achieve that time and time again. And yeah, so it's just comfort. It's like comfort food for television.
Yeah, comfort food for the soul. I think, the heart of TV is their slogan, and it's so true, so very true.
Yeah, that is exactly, that's all you need to know.
Yeah, that's right. It kind of sums it all up.
Well, Dawn and I love Hallmark, and we never miss any movies. especially, during the holiday time and that. But you had tons of love when you did the Hallmark movie, Yes, I Do, with Jen Lilly, who we also love and adore. Can you give us a little behind-the-scenes tidbit that we'd be surprised to hear?
Jen. First of all, Jen released a debut single today. I feel like I should plug that while I have the opportunity. It's called King of Hearts, and all the proceeds are going to go to help a little boy named John get a heart surgery. And I just posted about it because she asked me to, and she asked a bunch of her friends too. And so I just want to take this opportunity to plug that. Jen's great. She can sing incredibly well. That's for sure. What else? What happened? I don't know. I can't think of one particular funny story or anything. We just got along really well, and we had a lot of interesting conversations. And sorry.
Well,
I wish I could,
that worked for us
better.
because it was a great movie.
Oh, I know.
So.
You guys pulled it off, and it was. I can't tell you how many times I've lost count now since it was originally released on Hallmark, and I love seeing you as a leading man in this movie because and I just am like screaming at Hallmark, going, make him a leading man more often. He is so good at it, So we're rooting for you because you've got the whole leading man thing. So
you know what? I thought something that came to mind, the scene at the end that everybody seems to like, especially where we're sitting on this park bench, and it's sort of the culmination of the whole movie, and I say something like, you didn't break my heart, you're what keeps it beating. We had to shoot that scene in like 15 minutes, and we literally got like one take for that whole thing, and I was so worried that it's such an important scene in that movie, and I was so worried that it was going to be a letdown at the end because it was such a forced, quick thing. But I think that might have helped it give it some juice in a way, and because I think the scene turned out really well, and it's the one that everybody seems to reference all the time.
Oh yeah. That line was just so iconic, and it did sum up the movie well. And who knew? I mean, that's the little tidbit behind the scenes. Who knew that was a one-take shot?
Yeah, we were actually very.
There you go.
Yeah. I was quite stressed out while we were doing that because I really wanted.
Yeah,
it to
nothing
be
like pressure, right?
A good scene. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that pressure makes diamonds. So.
Well, we are very excited because we get to see you soon in the upcoming movie Poinsettias for Christmas. And I'm a Southerner, so I may have totally mispronounced Poinsettias. And it's going to air on Lifetime on Friday, November 23rd, and we are so excited. Can you share with us a little bit about the movie without giving too much away?
Well, Poinsettias for Christmas is basically Joy Lenz and I starring, and her family owns a poinsettia farm, a very successful one, and every year in their town they have a big giant Christmas parade, and their family provides all the poinsettias for it year after year. But this year they are having trouble turning poinsettias from green to red because apparently, which I had to learn all about this, there's quite the process where you give them no light whatsoever, and that's what induces that color change. And so she comes home from the city where she works as an architect, and she finds me. I am a farmhand who's been helping out her family over the last 6 months or so, and we butt heads initially as she's not used to me being so close to her family, and she has no idea who I am. And then, sure enough, sparks fly and things turn out pretty well. So.
Very good. It sounds like a great story, and but it's hard to make a bad Christmas movie. But when I saw you were casting this, I was like, if you're in it, it's going to be good, regardless of the plot. so it's just exciting in that way. Yes.
Well,
Can you tell we're huge fans?
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so appreciated.
So, how would you describe being an actor in 3 words?
Wow. 3 words. well, I'm going to have to use some hyphenated words here. I would say endless opportunity, endless disappointment, and
we get that. You got to take the good with the bad, and hopefully there's always better than the bad, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And you seem to be on that path of good.
I've been very fortunate, and I have nothing to complain about. And I think the grass is always greener, and you always want. You're always looking up at what you want, but it's really important to appreciate what you have. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, as we wrap up the interview, we want to do a little fun game. We do a 5-question lightning round. There are no wrong answers. And and it's all Christmas related because this is our Christmas show. So you just answer whatever comes to mind.
Great.
First question, favorite Christmas tradition?
Favorite Christmas tradition, I buy a nutcracker every year, or my mom actually buys one for me. She still insists on buying it. I buy a nutcracker every year, so we just collect them year after year. My brother buys a snow globe, and we just have a whole ton of snow globes and nutcrackers at my parents' place.
That would be neat to see. I like nutcrackers too. I collect them as well, and it just seems like something to do. It's not Christmas until I go buy one, you know.
Yeah, it's nice to we write the year on each one, and then we look back and try to remember where we bought it and what we were doing at that time. And it's fun.
All right, favorite Christmas song?
That really creepy one from Home Alone. Da, 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 da. I don't even know the name of it, but it's definitely, you hear that and it just gives you those tingles yeah.
All right, favorite Christmas movie?
Favorite Christmas movie? Poinsettias for Christmas. No. What's a good classic? I used to watch the Jim Carrey Grinch one a lot, the live action one that they made. It was the first DVD I owned, and I really like that.
All right, hot toddy or hot chocolate?
I don't even know what a hot toddy is. I know the word, but I don't think it's very popular where I'm from. So what is a hot toddy?
It would be like a hot alcoholic drink. Pam, can you shed some light? I'm not really a drinker, so I don't know.
Okay. It's just like a hot Christmas alcoholic drink. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Is one.
Right.
I'd probably say hot chocolate. I don't like my alcohol warm.
Yeah. Who does? Okay. And last question: white lights or colored lights?
Man, that's actually a good one because it really depends on the house. I think I've gone to plenty of neighborhoods where you see the white lights on a really nice new house and it looks really pristine and beautiful, but then there's that National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation look where you just litter it with the colorful ones and it's got this really classic vibe to it. And so I don't know. I guess maybe when I buy a house, I'll probably go with the colored ones, I guess.
Well, you could just mix it up. You know, there are no rules in this day and age, so
that's true. That's true. You can do anything you want.
And they have the best of both worlds. You know.
Yeah.
That concludes our 5-question lightning round. Well, thank you so much. Oh, me. Well, we want to thank you so much for, being our guest and talking about your career, and we could talk to you forever. You've had such an amazing career.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on all your success. We really appreciate your time, too, because we know you've been incredibly busy of late with your schedule, filming and so forth. We really appreciate that.
Yeah. Sorry I had to reschedule there at the last minute. Yeah, I was on set doing a show, and so I appreciate you guys rescheduling, and I'm glad I got to talk to you guys, and thank you for having an interest in anything I have to say. So, thank you.
Yeah, always. Hey guys, don't leave us yet. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Christmas Movies. That's XMASMUVIES. And also like our Facebook page at Christmas MuVies Spotlight. Don't forget that's spelled MUVIES. And follow us on Instagram at Christmas MuVies Spotlight.
And don't forget to check out our website, ChristmasMoviesSpotlight.com. That's movies with MUVIES. ChristmasMoviesSpotlight.com.
Thanks for listening. See you next week.